ॐ निरञ्जनं नित्यम् अनन्तरूपं भक्तानुकम्पाधृतविग्रहं वै ईशावतारं परमेशमिड्यं तं रामकृष्णं शिरसा नमामि. Namaste and welcome to our Saturday morning session on guided meditation. Let us meditate. Sit upright, keeping your back, neck and head in a relaxed upright position. Visualize that your body is strong and healthy. Direct your attention to various limbs of the body, and as you do so, visualize that each part is strong, healthy, and filled with the divine light. Starting with the toes, the feet, ankles, calves, knees, thighs, the hips, stomach, back, chest, shoulders, elbows, arms, the hands, neck, the head, the whole body is strong, healthy, and filled with the divine light through and through. Now focus on your body, on your breath. Inhale and exhale in a deep rhythmic manner. You may repeat the mantra Om to maintain a rhythm. As you breathe in, visualize that you are breathing in the light of purity, holiness and knowledge. And it fills every cell of your body, every corner of your mind with its effulgence. And as you breathe out, visualize that you breathe out ignorance, tension, stress, diseases. In this way, inhale and exhale thrice. Let us now pray for the welfare of all beings throughout the universe. May the universal divine consciousness, out of which this whole universe has been projected, by which everything is sustained, into which everything will return, may that universal being, who is of the nature of eternal existence, infinite knowledge, infinite bliss, the essence of beauty and purity, may the divine who dwells in our own hearts attract our minds from the external world and direct it to that internal light within us all. May there be peace in the heart of all beings. May all be happy. Visualize your thoughts going out to your right, and as it spreads out, whomsoever it touches, they are benefited by these holy vibrations of your good wishes and prayers. Send your prayers to your left, in front of you, behind you, above, below, and in all directions for the welfare of all beings throughout the universe. Now withdraw your mind from the external material world and focus it in the center of your heart. Visualize your physical body steady, strong, filled with the divine light. Visualize that you have a subtler body, the Sukshma Sharira, the mental body, which is finer than the gross body, which penetrates through the gross body, but goes beyond the physical body. It is the abode of your thoughts and mental energy. Visualize that even finer than that is your causal body, the body of intelligence, which is even finer than the mental body, subtler and more pervasive. And beyond that is that whole infinite ocean of consciousness, endless, spreading in all directions, perfectly still, without any movement, full of light, purity, beauty, goodness. That is our higher self. In that ocean of consciousness, visualize a beautiful lotus, fully bloomed, full of freshness and fragrance. In the center of that lotus, visualize a lamp, a flame of a lamp kept still like a lamp kept in a windless place, spreading its effulgence in all directions, soothing, peaceful, healing, luminous, living. You may replace that flame with any divine form of your choice, your chosen ideal. Visualize him or her to be facing you, alive, full of grace, eager to bestow all divine blessings on you. Feel the presence of the divine in your heart. Visualize that the light emanating from the divine within you is the light of spiritual knowledge that dispels the darkness of ignorance. It is the light of purity, absolute purity that fills you, all the bodies, with a sense of holiness. It is the light of supreme bliss that fills you with joy and happiness. It is the light of that supreme peace that fills you with serenity and tranquility. It's the essence of all excellences. And as we focus our minds on the divine presence within us, visualize that the light becomes brighter and brighter and brighter. Focus your whole mind on the divine living presence within you and repeat the mantra given by your spiritual teacher. Or if you wish, you may repeat the Shabda Brahman, the Mahamantra Om. Or if you wish to meditate on the form of Sri Ramakrishna, You may repeat Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishna. Keep a watchful eye on the process of repetition and be alert should the mind wander away to some other thought. Gently bring it back to that repetition of the mantra and feel the divine presence within you. Now let's meditate in this way for a while. Om Asato Ma Satkamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurmamritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Today is Diwali. So let us talk a little bit about the real significance of Diwali, the spiritual significance of it. Of course, we are all used to celebrating Diwali in a very ritualistic, traditional way, where from a week before everyone engages in cleaning the house and the compound and everything, even the fridge. And then make so many sweet preparations which you share with your friends and family members, share the joy with the sweet, so to say. And on the day of Diwali, in the evening, you will do the worship of the God in your own way. Light up the lamps, and if you're allowed, you can have firecrackers and all those ways of sharing or experiencing joy and fun with children and family members. And then the Diwali is over, basically. And this has been happening for 20, 30, 40 years. So what has happened? It's another nice place, time, when we say we had a good festival, some enjoyment, religious enjoyment. But the real significance of Diwali is not lighting that lamp in the place of worship. It is about lighting that lamp of spiritual knowledge in our own hearts. These external rituals and ceremonies are symbolic of something that should happen, a transformation that should happen within us. So the real Diwali that you should celebrate would be when that inner light lights up, so to say. Until then, it's all preparation. Until then, it is this cleaning of the house, cleaning of the mind, cleaning the buddhi, removing all the impurities that the world constantly bombards us and we keep on collecting. Sometimes we go out to willingly collect that and make a mess of this mind where the light that is within us all the time becomes obstructed. Just like the sun is out there in the sky, but if it's a cloudy day and you go out, you do not see the sun. And you will say the sun is not there. Okay, the sun of course is there. It doesn't come, it doesn't go. But the clouds come and block the way. Likewise, these mental thoughts, chitta vrittis, when they agitate the mind too much, then it blocks the light, the inner light of intelligence and consciousness, which is there all the time within us. It's not that the Atman will enter your heart. It's not God will enter your heart. It is the eternal presence, eternal immortal essence of our being. But these three bodies that we can talk about, the body of intelligence, the body of the subtle body of the mind, and the physical body, this is what obstructs our experience of that light in its full glory. It is not that we do not experience it at all, but there's a difference in the degree of manifestation or experience of that light depending on the degree of the purity of the mind. That light is present in everything, right from Lord Brahma to a piece of stone. But in a piece of stone, the quality of tamas is too much. Though it's not self-aware of, but the degree of awareness is not as much as we are having. So as we change the bodies from a mineral into a little plant, and then you go through insect and an animal and come to a human being, and then go into a divine body, you'll find that as the body becomes purer and purer, we call it evolution, the degree of consciousness or intelligence shines more and more and more. But this human level is an intermediate stage. This is not the final stage. We can keep on purifying this mind and intelligence until it becomes absolutely transparent. And that's when you will see the full sun shining without any clouds in the sky of the mind, so to say. Diwali, the real celebration is when the clouds will disappear and you will experience that inner light shining in all its glory. Imagine a state of mind where there is no ignorance at all, not an iota of ignorance, no darkness. Everything is known. You are omniscient. That is also possible, but not while functioning through this impure mind that is constantly going out into the material world through the five senses and enjoying this world. What it does is it pegs you and anchors you to this physical level of existence only. It denies you that existence or the capacity to lift your mind to the high level where you can experience yourself as a spiritual being. That is why Diwali, or the preparation for Diwali, the cleaning of the house is the cleaning of the house of this body and mind. Shariram Griham. This body is the house that we live in. And then we have a finer body, the conditioned mind in which we have our identity and this and all that. That is also a limitation only. That also has to be purified. And then as we consciously and sincerely do that through our japa and meditation and prayerfulness, the mind becomes purer and purer. Well, anger, hatred, and jealousy, and greed, lust, and all those things that, or passions or energies that drive our mind to more materiality, physicality, that is restrained. And then there's a redirection of that mental energy into our inner self, sort of into the deeper dimensions of our being. When we make that constant effort, that is called sadhana. So we are sadhakas. Sadhakas are those people who are making an effort to achieve something. Whatever they're trying to achieve is sadhya, the goal. And in our case, it is God or Atman or self-realization. That is the GPS we have set our destination to in our life. And constantly we try to, even though we are not going in a straight path, going around, but we are ever locked onto the destination, so to say. So that has to be done. Having locked that, you must keep on driving. Okay, so this constant effort to improve ourselves, to lift ourselves, our mind, or disconnect our minds to the attachments of the world, these are the impurities. Cleaning the house means removing all these impurities, identifying what are the causes that are blocking me going on, the attachments that are anchoring me to this world. And there you have to be merciless about it if you are genuine about that rising to another level. You can't be on the ground floor and on the top floor at the same time. Okay, so you have to make a choice. And if you're really sincere about your making a spiritual progress, then you have to be ready to give up something lower in exchange and a promise for something higher. If you understand and appreciate the value of that higher quality of whatever Atma nature is there, then you will willingly give up this. But if that conviction is not there because we have not seriously thought about it, not read about it, then you will be think maybe it's better here. God knows what I'll get there or not. So this is the purpose of scriptures and satsang, where that awakening happens. Once that ideal of self-realization becomes bright and attractive, then everything begins to fade away in your degree of your attachment and importance in your everyday life. Everything you say is temporary. This will go. It's not as good as what I'm aiming for, and that helps. So once that is there, then so that is the purpose of study and satsang and all that, making that spiritual ideal alive. But simply accepting that it is there is not going to be of much good until you engage yourself in the process of cleansing the mind, chitta shuddhi. All scriptures, all prophets teach the same thing. God is not some external being out there. In ignorance, we think he's out there. When little bit of knowledge comes through spiritual understanding, then we understand he is within us as consciousness. It's not a physical light, not like a lamp, like a diya. It's a light of consciousness which illumines everything. And we see everything through that. For example, in the daytime, we have the sun. Sunlight is there to reveal everything. Night comes. Okay, the sunlight is not available. Then we'll light a lamp. With that we are seeing. You put that light and you go to sleep. In your dream, you are seeing things. Okay, what is the light by which you are seeing things in a dream? Okay, so it's not the physical light, it's the material, not the material light, it's some inner light. And then the mind can be lifted to that higher level, which is a Turiya state, where all forms of darknesses disappear. And you are that light, not that some light will enter. Our true nature is that we are infinite existence, knowledge, bliss. And we pray, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Maybe you have memorized this mantra in your prayer and you go to the prayer place and repeat this, but the bhava, that feeling is not there. Real prayer is when it should come from the heart, deep. You feel that you are in that spiritual darkness. I don't know much. All that whatever I have understood and learned and experienced through the help of these five sense organs, Gyan Indriyas, is what I have learned. And depending on my experience and my studies, but we are in that pitch darkness with a small light. The sun, when the sun comes out, then the world is revealed in a totally different way. Beautiful colors, every direction, everything you see, forms and everything here. But in a dark night, when you go around with a small beam, torchlight, you see a few things. That small beam is like our intellect, our human intelligence. With that, yes, you can see a few things and get some idea, but it's nothing like when there's a sun coming out. So what we want is that full blast of that knowledge. That happens when this mind is purified. So Diwali would be that celebration. And this cleansing of this mind, being alert to that spiritual ideal, constantly making that effort to practice yoga, which is Dedicating all your actions and the results of actions to the divine becomes karma yoga. Directing all your emotions to the divine becomes devotion. Detach that mind from the attachments of this world and attach it to the divine within you. That is the thing of being to be realized. If you have to achieve anything, then that's worthwhile in the life. Set your goal to the highest. Okay, and when you use this intelligence that we have, the power of discrimination, to understand that everything in this world is trivial, transient. Today it's there, tomorrow it's gone. We assume that we will live for another 20, 30, 40 years, but there's no guarantee. Anything can happen anytime. It could be an accident, it could be some disease, it could be this virus or anything there. One thing is certain as the sun that rises every morning is that one day this will go. Can we get something out of this life that will not be taken away from us when this body goes? And one of the things is that spiritual knowledge is the most enduring. So if we set our goal into that, and that's our divine birthright, and there's no choice in that matter. The only choice you have is when you will deliver it. It's not a question of if getting it, it's about question of when. Well, you can have a good time and keep on coming, getting knocked around in this world for 50, 70, 100, 20, 100 years. Or you say, if that is the goal, well, why mess around, waste my time? Let's get going and focus our mind and this life's efforts on that highest goal. And that would be a resolution and resolve. And you'll pray to the divine within you, which is not a statue or something like that. It's a living being. We are alive because of its life. We are conscious. That means the body is conscious. The senses are functioning because that consciousness is there. The mind is thinking because of that consciousness is there. The sense of discrimination is there. The buddhi is there because of that consciousness. Even that I feel within me is only a reflection of the sun in a pot of water of this body and mind. So that existing, everything exists. That Atman being conscious, everything appears as conscious. That is a source of bliss where we experience that joys through our body and mind. So we want that infinite existence, knowledge, bliss, which is our true divine nature. That is the fact that we have to say. We are not this body, and that inside we have an Atman. We are the Atman that has been covered by these bodies, and these bodies obstruct the manifestation of this light. We have to become disembodied, so to say. Physical body goes. That's what we call the death. The mental body also fades away. Ultimately, when all the bodies go, when we become no bodies really, the I also goes. That is the perfect state of being. That is nirvana, self-realization, God realization, and all that. And every degree of embodiment, it could be a mineral or plant or an animal or human being or God, those are various limitations. So the purpose of all spiritual struggle is this chitta shuddhi, purification of the mind. And the method to do that are all these various sadhanas, japa and meditation. So when we do this meditation, this is really a very powerful spiritual discipline. If you practice it sincerely, earnestly, with great devotion, regularity, you will feel that mind is becoming subtler, finer. Your capacity to understand and grasp things are much more. It's like you are seeing something through your ordinary eyes, then you put a magnifying glass and suddenly you see more details. Then you decided to look at it through a microscope and more detail comes out. You increase the power of the microscope and it keeps on changing. All those details were there all the time. The only difference was that we are using different instruments, a magnifying glass and different powers of the microscope, and whatever was there reveals itself in different ways. Initially, it seems to be something very gross, then it appears changing, changing, changing. Likewise, we are locked in one level of experience, so to say, where we are seeing ourselves as a physical body. If we could purify this mind, so we don't have this external microscope and all those type of things, the mind itself becomes the microscope, so to say. As we focus our mind and hold it on that one presence inside our heart, fill the whole mind with that presence only for the time being, and that whole space visual space. When you look through a microscope, you have a circle and you see sort of things, and that is filled with whatever we're looking at. Imagine your mental space is filled with the divine presence, and the thought that is there is the mantra. Nothing else comes. When you practice it in a sustained way, that magnification power of the mind becomes more concentrated. Getting more concentration of mind is like increasing the power of the magnification of the microscope. And as it becomes more and more, whatever is there reveals itself to us. Everything, all knowledge that we have acquired, great scientists, researchers, all those people had this wonderful power of tremendous concentration of mind. They trained themselves. Meditation is a systematic technique of developing that concentration of mind. And once that is done, then knowledge just comes. You don't have to go around searching for it. You just have to look it through the right equipment. So this internal magnification, telescope, so to say, will reveal itself, reveal wonderful things to us. But first we have to develop this inner instrument. Real education is about developing this inner capacity of concentration, not trying to mug up the information that is in book in a brute force way, trying to somehow extract it forcefully. No, it just increase the power of magnification and nature will reveal itself to us. You see, in a dark night, if you point out a powerful telescope, okay, when you look through normal eyes, you see a few stars blinking there, but majority of it's all pitch black dark. Okay. Now suppose you had a powerful telescope and you look through a section, and you suddenly see so many other stars which were not visible to the normal eye suddenly begin to appear there. But if you look through a wonderful telescope like the Hubble telescope, okay, that's out in the space, and if you have looked at these beautiful pictures that come on the NASA site where they're exploring various parts of the sky, they point the telescope in the darkest corner of the night sky. And what do you see? It's filled with stars, galaxies, and solar systems like your firecrackers fills up the sky. That means in our limited, because of our limitations of our eyes, we see so much darkness, but reality is there. The whole universe is filled with so many beautiful solar systems, galaxies, and stars. So likewise, in our limited existence, what we see is a material world, physical world. We see ourselves as a physical body. We see around us physical things. We are locked in that physical plane of consciousness or existence. We are through the five senses only. But this mind can be elevated to a higher plane. And when it's lifted to that level, then that which was appearing to us as a physical material thing reveals itself as something else. And you see, everything is a mind. Thoughts and ideas are there. People are not physical beings, but everyone is pulsating with ideas and thoughts and all that. That's a wonderful way to look at it. You take it to another level, those ideas disappear and you find that everything is just consciousness, intelligence. Ultimately, all forms will disappear into that formless, and everything will be replaced by that infinite ocean of consciousness, and we are that consciousness. Okay, that is the glory of our divine or human birth, that through proper effort, one can lift oneself from this lower identification or understanding of ourselves as a human being to experience ourselves as a divine being. Diwali is a constant preparation for that day of celebration, where that illumination will happen, and the idea that I am the body goes away, the idea that I am a mind goes away, the experience of this as a body-mind complex goes away, the idea that I'm a limited individual, unconnected to whatever sources, full of ignorance, that goes away. And all that is replaced with that infinite existence, infinite bliss, infinite knowledge, infinite beauty, purity, goodness, and all wonderful experiences that we can think about. So, yes, enjoy the sweets and the nice dress and the company of your friends and family members. Do the ritualistic worship and all those things at home as you do. But find a quiet place on this Diwali. Find a quiet place in your corner, and this meditation that we have been learning is the beginning. Sit down and try to light up that lamp. that lamp of knowledge, Jnana Deepa, knowledge, spiritual knowledge. That lamp is there. Just the glass has become a little covered, just like the hurricane lamp in the village where they use kerosene and they have got a glass around the flame. Well, if you keep it lit all night, some black soot will accumulate on the inside of the glass. Okay, and if you don't clean it regularly, then it will accumulate to such an extent that very little light comes out. The light is there in us, all of us, all the time. But that shoot, the ignorance has covered the glass, so to say. Sadhana means giving that a nice cleaning. And the means is the mantra, repetition of the divine mantra is the detergent, so to say. Give it a rub, nice rub, not once. You have to keep on rubbing it because it has become very and deeply stained. But we find that with every little rub, the mind becomes a degree of, acquires a slight increase in the degree of the purity. And you feel from within that light expanding within yourself. And that joy that you will feel within you, that peace that you will feel, that illumination that you will feel, that balance that you will feel, all that will come as we have approached that light more and more. Outside things cannot help you. No one can help you. Doctors, insurance men, friends, families. When the ultimate death comes, everyone is absolutely helpless. But the immortal one, I am already. I don't have to make this body immortal. As the Atman, I am immortal. And that is what spiritual seeking is all about. So, practice this. This is the best thing that you can do for yourself. Everything is transitory. All enjoyments appear and disappear. You've been celebrating Diwali for 50, 70 years. Okay, the real lighting of the lamp is within. And when that light lights up within you, that light spreads that radiance around. And that's when you can be a blessing to world. You can share that light with others. You can transfer that light to another one, so to say. And that's how you can serve and take care of those whom you love and care for. Otherwise, it could be just sympathies, condolences. I feel sorry for you, but you really don't help. You are not able to make a transference and really lift that person because you also yourself don't have that light power. So, Swamiji says, Swami Vivekananda says, be and make. First you become. Then only you can make a transformation outside. And what you will become? That which you already are. Something is covered. We will discover ourselves. The bodies and the minds have so many coverings. Removing these coverings is discovery. Okay? People have been going around trying to discover outside things. The real science or Dhyatma Vidya is the science of discovering our true self within. That is our ultimate destination. Everything will achieve that because that's our true nature only. But we are in different stages of growth. Those who are in a rush will drop everything and try to reach the destination. Others will take a nice drive, enjoying this world, coming and enjoying according to them. But nature has a way of teaching us that whatever we are seeking for is not out there in the external material world. It is within us. How smart we are, how much buddhi awakens, how buddhiman we are, that will depend on how much of this purity has happened. And suddenly you say, it's not out there, it's within. And once you have locked your GPS to the goal of God realization or self-realization, then all your movements, doesn't matter which way you're driving, left hand side, but eventually it will take you there. But without that destination set, then you're just cruising around and whatever is interesting, that's where you stop and you don't have a destination, so you never reach a destination like that. So set that destination of self-realization in life. And Diwali, in all these festivals that are there, Shivratri, Janmashtami, Ram Navami, Navaratri, and all that are different times where, in different ways, we are trying to approach that same goal. All these rituals and ceremonies and festivals are wonderful. They help us in that direction. But after some time, they also become a distraction. What you really need is to sit in some quiet corner and go and enter into that inner light and experience that. And that is when one becomes serious then the light which is within us also responds. Remember, it's a living light. God is a living presence. You may talk to it, he might not respond, but he definitely listens. And if you are serious about it, he will provide all that is necessary for your spiritual growth and development. That we have to experiment with that and verify in our own spiritual life that this is not only hearsay, but it is true. So, on this special day of Diwali, we pray to that divine presence in our own hearts, that infinite light of consciousness, the infinite radiant sun that is within there, Dhyana Deepena Bhasvata. In tomorrow's talk, we will discuss this idea how in the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna talks about the method by which this inner illumination takes place, the sadhana part of it. There are 4 beautiful verses of Bhagavad Gita, and we will go really deep into it and say, how do we light this Jnana Deepa? That's the word used there, Jnana Deepena. I give this light of spiritual knowledge, which shines like the sun. Sun means the Bhasvata means the sun. Okay, so we'll discuss that tomorrow. We pray to the divine presence in our hearts. May it attract our mind from the external world with outgoing tendency, because that's the problem, and redirect it within us. May it take us to that ultimate destination of greater peace, joy, bliss. May we be illumine ourselves, and may we share that light with those around us. With this prayer, I wish you all a happy birthday, a happy Diwali, a spiritual Diwali, and remember, the real celebration is when you have that actual experience. The rest of the time is cleaning the house, the purification process. That has to be an ongoing process. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.